inside the fortress, we have a small museum that shows all the objects that the archaeologists have found in Byblos. Normally, all the objects are in the National Museum of Beirut. In here, for example, we have three archaeologists that have worked in here. Ernest Renan, Pierre Montet, most of them. We have so many, but these are the most important ones. Ernest Renan, Pierre Montet, and Maurice Dunant. So they excavated Byblos, and the thing they found, most of them are in the National Museum of Beirut. Here we have some picture of what they found. For example, in here we have the funerary practices that people used to make from 6,000 years BC till 3,200 BC. People had the tradition to bury the dead in jars like these ones. For example, here we have a jar of a small kid with his skull inside it. They used to bury the dead with all his possession. For example, if it's a kid, they used to put toys, they used to put food, money, if it's a military weapon, because they used to believe in life after death. So they used to think that the dead will raise and will go to another life. So this is why also they used to bury him in a fetal, like a fetus position, because he's gonna be reborn. In here we have a picture of what we say, also the funerary practices, but for the kings. In 1922, while one of the archaeologists was excavating, we had a big storm, and we had a wall that has collapsed from the sea cliff, and a royal necropolis was found. The royal necropolis was made of 9 tombs, all of them connecting. In the room we had, they used to dig like a big square, deep square of 9 to 12 meters, cover it with sand, and then put the sarcophagus of the king, and then remove the sand so it will get to the floor without being broken. In here we have the influence of the Egyptian, between the Egyptian and the Phoenician. Here we have some stairs. Byblos is beautiful. You can see it's clean, perfectly done, renovated with perfect taste. In here we have 3 people who have worked in here, 3 archaeologues, starting with Ernest Renan, Pierre Montet, and Maurice Dunant. Maurice Dunant, he worked 50 years in his life. He spent 50 years in his life digging and excavating in Byblos and in Lebanon. So from 1925 till 75, he spent 50 years in here to excavating Byblos, and he revealed most of the ruins that we have in here. In here we have the temple of the Lady of Byblos, La Dame de Byblos, which is identified to the Egyptian goddess Hathor, goddess of love and fertility. And in there we have what we call the Well of the King, in honor to the good relations that we have between the Egyptians and the Phoenicians. We have here the legend of Isis and Osiris, the Phoenician, the Egyptian gods. Osiris was the god of good. He was killed by his brother Seth, and he was saved by Isis. And Isis used to stay next to the well and cry her husband. Actually, the king of Byblos has found the sarcophagus of Osiris, And the legend said that Isis took back the sarcophagi. This is only a legend to show you how good were the relationships between the Egyptian and the Phoenician. In here, the tower here, the fortress was made of 4 towers. 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one is behind. And then in the middle here we have the big donjon where the lord and the seigneur used to live. Here we are at the entrance of the fortress, the Crusader Fortress. It was built in the 12th century on the remain of a Fatimid ruins. The Crusaders came to Byblos, especially with the Italian from Genova. Actually, they were lords and seigneurs from the Embriachi family. They were the one to build the fortress to protect Byblos from the attacks of the Arabs. And they've built the fortress, they've built a church, and also they have built the harbor to protect the old city from the Arabs.